From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, May the 18th, 2022. Israel's Defense Minister Benny Gantz departed Israel today for the United States, where he will hold meetings with his U.S. counterpart Lloyd Austin and with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Washington. The Times of Israel cited Gantz, according to his spokesperson, saying, "I will discuss bolstering joint security cooperation and dealing with regional challenges, chief among them Iran, which all moderate actors in the region must unite against." Adding, "We will also discuss Ukraine and other matters important to world, regional, and Israeli security." And Israel today made its first-time shipment of helmets and flak jackets to Ukraine. The Ministry of Defense tweeting that following the decision of the Defense Minister Benny Gantz, the Ministry of Defense this morning issued a shipment of 2,000 helmets and 500 vests, which will be handed over to the Ukrainian rescue forces and civilian organizations in the country. This is the first time that Israel is sending this type of assistance to Ukraine. It has sent tons of humanitarian aid and set up a field hospital in the country as well. Israel's Minister of Health, Nitzan Horowitz, said that he spoke with the Ukrainian Minister of Health today, saying, "We will allocate additional millions of shekels for medicines that will be delivered directly to Ukraine, and we will make sure to fly the wounded from Ukraine to Israel for treatment at our expense." "I made it clear again," Horowitz said, "Israel condemns the brutal Russian invasion and stands by Ukraine. This is our unequivocal position, and we back it up in deeds." Israeli diplomat Ben-Ze'ev yesterday presented his credentials to the president of Chad, Mahamat Idris Deby Itno, becoming the first ambassador of Israel accredited to Chad in 50 years. Israel's embassy in Senegal tweeted, "This marks an important benchmark in the deepening of the relations between Chad and Israel since the resumption in 2019. Ambassador Bourgel and his team will work to strengthen the cooperation between the two countries in areas of common interest, such as climate changes, agriculture, water management, and health." Chad had cut ties with Israel back in 1972 after pressure to do so from Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. Lag BaOmer begins tonight, marking the 33rd day of the counting of the Omer, the time between Passover and Shavuot. A day celebrated with bonfires and family outings in memory of the day that a plague came to an end, which had taken the lives of 24,000 of Rabbi Akiva's students, also marking the anniversary of the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. For most observant Jews, it is also the only day that a wedding can take place between Passover and Shavuot, and so it is also a holiday that is associated with love and marriage. And in our programming tonight, Wednesday, May the 18th, at 7 o'clock on Talmud Study, a look at marriage. At 8, author Lucinda Franks speaks about her book, Timeless, Love, Morgenthau, and Me. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Dr. Aaron Ben-Ze'ev to discuss the psychology of love. At 10, two leaders of the modern Orthodox community, Blue Greenberg and Yitz Greenberg, discuss their views on Jewish life today with Abigail Pogrebin. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And just a note for you, I will be away for the next week. Micah Halpern will be filling in. Well, we end our newscast tonight with the passing of Brad Hammer. Brad was one of the main founders of Shalom TV, what is now JBS, incorporating the Jewish television brand in 2003. And he approached Mark S. Golub to join him as president and CEO of the new channel in 2005. And Mark has been with it ever since. Upset by Brad's untimely passing, speaking from JBS's headquarters in Times Square, Mark reminisced about his special relationship with Brad, saying Brad was simply the most brilliant individual I have met over my nearly 40 years of experience in cable television. Brad was a visionary who understood the television needs of the American audience. He was fun to work with and made everything we did together a challenge and not a chore. I miss him terribly and wish his entire family, especially his wife and his beloved son Dylan, only the best of memories of this extraordinary man who won everyone's hearts with his delicious smile. Brad, who served as Chief Operating Officer, left the channel in 2014 and continued making his mark in the world of media, building the Pennsylvania cable network and then working with Dish Network and Sling TV, as well as satellite news channel Connecticut Public Television, Cox Cable, and others. Brad was also an avid marathon runner, taking part in over 40 marathons and donating finisher medals to hospitalized children fighting cancer. JBS technical manager Michael Paley said he looked back fondly on the time he worked with Hammer, calling him a great person to be around. JBS director Sloan Copeland said of Hammer, Brad was a truly special and outgoing individual whose positive impact was not just felt at JBS, but by anyone who knew him. He passed away far too soon, but lived life to the fullest. Brad was diagnosed with ALS in 2019 and sadly passed away last month. He was 57 years old. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may his memory be forever a blessing.